Hello, this is Inquisitor Martyr. This is the hub ship, I guess is a good word. It seems like it's a ship that basically you own as an Inquisitor. Your base of operations. There's a lot of placeholder here. You can even see what it's supposed to be. It says buff skill crafting. So there's going to be a lot more features here in the future, but as of right now, the spaceship just has a storage chest for you to use, a trader where you can buy and sell items, and a star map where you can find missions. So here we have a system. If I scroll out, or well, not scroll out, but back out to the Tenebra subsector, we can see a couple of planets, or a couple of systems rather, 4 different systems available here at the moment. And then you can scroll all the way back to the Caligari sector, where you can see a star map. Currently, as far as I'm aware at least, the Tenebra subsector is the only place you can go to. And then you can select system, so let's say Dagnor system. You can see that there are factions that are present here, so we have the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Royal Houses. In other places we have different factions. The Adeptus Administratum at varying levels of influence, I suppose. You have influence that you can have in a system, which upon reaching certain milestones will grant you rewards. Tells you what the names of the various locations of interest are and what type of places they are. Hive World, Archaeotech Base, Void Station, Death World. Gives you a nice little summary of the history of the system and the challenge level of the system. The challenge level is only level 1. I believe that that's true for all planets. So we can travel through this system. Here we have a system with 2 suns. Very interesting. We have Marex, Argon Prime, Balthar's Eye, and Viridian 3 Archaeotech. And now there's only 2 missions available. We're going to look at these. We have a demonic threat, purge type. Purge is mission type where you have to kill all of the enemies in the entire mission. Or in the entire level. Again, states its challenge level. And then over here, we have another demonic threat purge. So I guess we can just pick one. Let's go to this one. Very strange. Obviously something is supposed to be here. And then we can see our little mission description. Challenge 1, Purge, the Heretic Rabble. The objectives are to exterminate all enemies. The rewards are 1,000 credits, 11,000 experience. It's got normal loot, and it gives you 10 fate. I'm not sure what fate is used for, but it gives you 10 of it. Gives you a nice little background of what the mission is supposed to be. And then you can just click start and get right into the mission. Earlier today, they pushed out a patch that fixed a lot of crashes, fixed a bug, I suppose you could call it, where items that were dropped by enemies during missions or items bought in the store had no stats. So that's good. you know, now the items that we get will be useful. Maybe they'll be useful. We can only hope, right? So, here we're inside of a ship, it would appear. I have myself a combat shotgun. It sounds really nice when you shoot it. Really, really nice. And I've got a las gun, which sounds a little silly if you ask me, but I do enjoy using the weapon. This is apparently a door. Oh no. Alright. That's a nice thing the last guy can do, apparently. Cool. Shotguns can do it too, though. In addition to my 2 weapons, you get 3 grenades to start out with. And the particular class that I've chosen gets a rocket cell. I'm told that you can have, or I'm told that these abilities are actually tied to your power armor that you're wearing. And as a result, you can wear the power armor of other classes and have their special abilities. I'm not sure what's special about the different classes after that. Maybe that's a bug. Or maybe there's more to the classes than is currently known. Unfortunately, it's not a feature of the game at this time to be able to switch what weapons you have equipped, so in this one mission I can only show off the weapons that I went into the mission with. Apparently that is a feature, it's supposed to be that way, but the game is in development, so anything can change. At least if you ask me, I think you should be able to change your equipment. Press M to bring up a nice map, actually help you know where you're going. Quite a lot of the environment is destructible, actually. Saw the tank explode over here. There are a lot of pillars and other objects in the environment that are destroyable. This is an example of something that's destroyable. You can use it to take cover as well. Shift. It says shift to cover, and you kind of duck behind it. There are some bonuses that you get while in cover. I'm not really sure how this works. But there is a skill tree in the game, and in that skill tree there are bonuses for various different circumstances. It can range from anything as simple as doing more damage with ranged weapons, or having having various bonuses while in cover. Right? Seems like we've cleared this portion of the area out, and our map pretty clearly tells us where we're supposed to be going next. Characters are pretty slow in this game. Gotta say, there aren't very many mobility powers. The melee class has a jump pack, but even that doesn't really seem very fast. There are some melee weapons with leaps, or, well, I know that there's one with a leap. Thunderhammer has a leap ability. So there are some abilities to help you get around faster, but overall movement fairly slow in this game. So that's a juggernaut. As you can see, apparently Inquisitors are quite tanky. It says suppressed over my name right now. The little circle or circular meter in the bottom left is my suppression. When I get shot, that goes down, causes me to get slowed. The little red meter here is my health. You do have stim packs that heal you. They operate on fairly short cooldown. Used 2 of them during that, so I would have died if not for that. When you're out of combat completely, your health does heal pretty fast, but yeah, these guys are still chasing me, so the game's been doing it. There we go. Let's see. Oh, still nothing? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, your health heals pretty quickly when you're completely out of combat. It serves as a way to, you know, have breaks in between action, if that's the kind of player you are. Threw a grenade at me. So here's some more destructible environment. All of these pillars can be destroyed and used as cover. When the dreadnought was shooting at me earlier, something that you can do is use these pillars as cover from its cannon. Suppose I haven't been using my lasgun very. Grenades kind of wreck cover, as you probably just noticed. Out of grenades. The rebel commander. Take out all of his buddies. There he goes. Got his head right off. Ligora is pretty nice in this game, actually, for the fact that it's still in alpha. Obviously, it could be better. But really, I don't have that many complaints about it. Enemies don't seem very good at attacking me. That's the end of this hallway. Earlier on the map, there were a bunch of red dots appeared behind me. I think the game does this to try and make it less boring when you're backtracking. There's more stuff for you to kill. It doesn't always do that with backtracking, but it does it a decent amount of times. Enough that it's noticeable, I suppose. There are aimed shots in the game. I've been using them. You can just press right click and it shoots. It just does more damage. But you can choose to shoot their head, their right arm, left arm, or legs. And that, I'm not entirely sure if that actually has an effect in the game. If it does, it's not the easiest to notice. Man, cover is tough. Li's gun is not great at dealing with cover. But I suppose nobody said it was. I'm not entirely sure how the rocket salvo works as far as how many uses of it you get. It does seem to be limited in some way, I'm just not sure how. Don't usually use the continuous beam unless I'm shooting weak enemies. The loot being dropped in the game as of right now is pretty basic, but it is an alpha, and if I'm being honest, I would prefer that they work on the fundamentals of the game before they work on having interesting loot. I was gonna say, how on earth did I not crack that thing? Explosive barrel, basically. Difficult to say when is a good opportunity to, or when is a good situation to switch your weapons. I don't think that I use a very good combination of weapons that you would want to switch between, but I do use these two weapons for very particular reasons that I actually quite like using the las gun, and I kind of need to use the shotgun because, well, unless this has been fixed, I don't know, but a few days ago when I was playing, I learned that during Nurgle infestation missions, you could encounter warp gates that were floating over little healing vents, and they would heal all of their life back whenever you damaged them. The only way to get rid of warp gates is to destroy them, and destroying them is the mission objective in those types of missions. So when they heal for all of the damage that you deal immediately, it's kind of difficult to kill them. So I learned that the shotgun actually has an ability that does knockback. I'll show it off against these enemies. This ability does knockback. And so I used that against the warp gates to knock them out. But if that's been fixed, then I would probably switch to a melt-a-gun or something along those lines, because I don't really have anything for killing dreadnoughts. And dreadnoughts are a little bit more common than I would like in the game. Right, mission completed. Got a teammate is voted to finish. Click accept. Gives you this wonderful loading screen. And then you load back into the ship where we started. Tells you what kind of loot you got, and click on it for details. Most of the effects that loot gives you are pretty basic, but I suppose that's fine for now. Again, I would prefer that they make it a fun game. The game crashed.